question on parliamentary system of government in 2020 prelims. Though the topic forms the basic knowledge that every UPSC aspirant should have, but in case you are having any confusion, then you can eliminate options if you test all options using an example of a country having parliamentary system of government. In this question, let's take example of India. India is having a parliamentary system of government and most of us would be aware of processes associated with it. Now let's test all options using example of India. Option A should be incorrect because in India, not all political parties in parliament are represented in government, but only that party or group of parties that have majority. Option C should be incorrect because in India, there is no institutional mechanism by which government can be removed by people. People can only elect government but cannot remove it in India. Option D should be incorrect because in India, Parliament can remove a government before completion of a fixed term through vote of no confidence. Example being fall of Janata Dal government in 1990 and fall of United Front government in 1998. Here only option B is correct in context of India because in Indian parliamentary system of government, the government is responsible to Parliament and Parliament can remove it if it loses confidence in its lower house. Therefore, using example of India, we can arrive at correct option in this question, that is option B. The question on common agreement between Gandhism and Marxism in 2020 prelims can be solved if we take relevant example from life and teachings of Mahatma Gandhi. If we have studied Indian independence struggle and contribution of Mahatma Gandhi, then we should remember that Gandhi never talked of class struggle. No one can think of any instance where Mahatma Gandhi encouraged struggle by lower class against upper class. Mahatma Gandhi only talked of Satyagraha, and Satyagraha was not part of any struggle by any particular class of people against any other class of people. Therefore, option B should be wrong. Option C should also be incorrect because no one can bring any instance from life of Mahatma Gandhi where he talked of abolition of private property. In fact, there were many industrialists who were friends of Mahatma Gandhi. J.D. Birla was prime among them. Option D should also be incorrect because Mahatma Gandhi never talked of economic determinism. Economic determinism is a concept which says that only economics determine everything in a society. But Mahatma Gandhi was a spiritualist and he prioritized more of values and morals than economic determinism. Only option A is correct in context of Mahatma Gandhi because Mahatma Gandhi talked of village republic and not of any nation or state. Concept of village republic is similar to Marxist concept of stateless society because in village republic there is no central authority. Therefore, using example of Mahatma Gandhi, we can arrive at correct option in this question, that is option A. Question on characteristic of bureaucracy in India. In this question, see all options and try to think of any bureaucrat or any part of bureaucracy as an example which performs that activity. For example, option A. Can we think of any bureaucrat or any part of bureaucracy working as an agency for widening the scope of parliamentary democracy? That is, an agency working to increase the representation of people in parliament? No, it will be very difficult to think of any such examples. Most of us would take vague examples like bureaucrats engaged in election duty, but actually those bureaucrats are only implementing laws and policies already made and are not exactly working on widening the existing scope of parliamentary democracy. Therefore, option A should be incorrect. Similarly, option B. How many of us can think of any bureaucrat or part of bureaucracy acting as an agency for strengthening the structure of federalism? Agencies that strengthen the structure of federalism are Interstate Council, Zonal Council, GST Council, etc. It is these bodies that strengthen the structure of federalism. Bureaucrats only help political executives in functioning of these bodies and implementation of policies for the same. Hence, option B is incorrect. In option C, it is laws like anti-defection law which facilitates political stability and no bureaucrat is directly involved in it. Also, in economic growth, bureaucrats are not directly involved in setting up of industries or bringing investments. At max, they can make policies for it, which is back-end part. Hence, option C should also be incorrect. But it is option D with which we can directly relate to bureaucracy or any bureaucrat. Think of any government servant in district administration, state secretariat, central secretariat, or any PSUs. Everyone there is involved in implementation of some kind of policies. Therefore, option D is correct. The question in 2020 prelims which asked to identify a ruler who advised his subjects through inscription. In this question, for every ruler given in the option, try to recollect any instance from the ruler's life where he tried to advise his subject through inscriptions. Based on what an average UPSC aspirant studies, among all options, we can identify that Ashoka did advise his subjects about his Dhamma through his inscription. But we cannot recollect any such instance from life of other rulers given in option B, C and D. Therefore, correct answer should be option A. The question in 2020 prelims with regard to why some nuclear reactors in India are kept under IAEA safeguards. Here, try to validate options through examples and you would get the correct answer. Here, try to think of any nuclear reactors which uses thorium, that is option A, or which are operated by foreign enterprise, that is option C, and nuclear reactors which are privately owned, that is option D. You cannot think of any such examples because there are none. Hence option A, C and D should be incorrect, and logically correct option should be option B. For building your own strategy for solving questions in prelims examination, please participate in previous year question discussion forum of ShineBee.in. You can also directly connect with our mentors through our Telegram channel and learn how to analyze previous year prelims question. Also learn about all strategies for solving questions in prelims examination. The link for our Telegram channel is given in description box.